much about it, but I like making things happen.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, you have your commentary with Miss Cassie. Take it away.
Well, good afternoon, folks. As you know, this is your girl, Cassie G, and I'm here to talk with you about some relationship advice. And let me tell you, it's very interesting when we get down to the nitty-gritty about a man and a woman and what the things they like to do in a relationship. They keep their relationship all spiced up. But we're going to talk about that today. My thing would be, since it is 50 Shades of Grey Wednesday here at WGSD JDC Radio, I figured I hit some of the do's and don'ts of the 50 Shades of Grey. Now let's just get down to the real raw part of it. When you're involved in the activities of 50 Shades of Grey, you need to understand what you're really walking into. I mean, if it's something that you like and that you're interested in, I would say go for it and have a lot of fun in it and really express yourself and show your true feelings about what you like about the 50 Shades of Grey. Be it being a dominatrix or getting spanked or, just putting up with all the rules that the 50 Shades of Grey have. I'm just saying, if that's what you like to do, make the best out of it. You know, it's like they say with the Army thing, be all you can be. Well, if you're going to deal with the 50 Shades of Grey, I would say be all you can be. If you're going to be heroic and you're going to take control when it comes down to you being the woman and the man is being submissive to you, I would say make that man work for it. If that means you got to be on all fours and kissing your toes or sucking your toes, then make him work for it. And as for the men, if you're going to be the one who's very submissive, I suggest you really bow down to the woman and make sure she's happy. I mean, who could really say that you're really making her happy? I mean, we do a lot of springs and things of that nature when it comes down to feeling good. We get the moans and the groans, and even if you slap us on our butt, it just depends on how you slap us or how hard you slap us. It just depends. So like I say, folks, if you down with the 50 Shades of Grey, be all you can be and enjoy. Now, the dudes is just what they are. I think in the 50 Shades of Grey, there's a lot of things to do. And there's a lot of areas you can explore, from using vibrators to sexy costumes to latex to different types of food. I mean, it's just so much you can do. And then you have tools of the trade. So I would just say, if you like it, and if that's what you like to do it. But you know what? You got to have an understanding. If you're a couple and you're doing the swinger thing and the 50 Shades of Grey is in your activity book, you need to have some boundaries about what you will do with others versus what you will not do with others. So if you are in a relationship, make the boundaries very clear. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, but after we leave here, we don't do X, Y, and Z. So that's something you got to think about. Really think about what type of relationship you have. I would assume that if you're going to do this, you might need an open relationship, because 50 Shades of Grey doesn't mean that you're going to always be doing it with your lady or with your man. It means you're going to be doing it with other people and enjoying other people and letting them enjoy you. Now, there is a flip switch on this. You could do the 50 Shades of Grey just behind closed doors with your own partner and nobody else. I'm just saying. You can think about that one. So let's get down to the dumps of it, okay? The dumps of the 50 Shades of Grey, because there are people who like doing the 50 Shades of Grey and there are people who don't. Now, I've known 50 Shades of Grey people sort of say, Well, if you're not involved with the 50 Shades of Grey, then that just simply means you're boring. Sex is just boring. I can't have it any other way. But that's not true. I think that if you're not doing the 50 Shades of Grey, there are other hot things you can do in the bedroom. Of course, yes, dress up and be sexy. Put a stripper pole in the room and do some striptease dancing for your man. Or even the man could do some striptease dancing for his woman. I mean, you can also use all different types of passionate fruit like kiwi and strawberries and pineapple and mango and, all those different types of fruit. And, you can use ice. You can use water. I mean, you can do all different types of things to make it sexy and heat it in the bedroom. And even talking dirty. You can talk just as dirty as you want to. I think the best place to talk dirty at is when you're at a restaurant with a group of friends and your man or your woman is either sitting beside you or across the table, but close enough that he or she can touch each other and give the eye treatment or under the table leg feeling treatment, so to speak. I'm just saying, these are the things that you can do. So I wouldn't say that it's, boring, because even if you don't do the 50 Shades of Grey, it doesn't mean you have to keep it boring. You like to keep it spicy and hot. And on top of that, folks, Valentine's Day is coming in. So would it be safe to say, if you were in the activities of the 50 Shades of Grey, is everybody going to be your Valentine? Or if you not participating in the 50 Shades of Grey, that one particular man or that one particular woman is going to be your Valentine. Now, that doesn't mean you have to actually buy them candy. You could actually be the candy. You can actually be the meal, the sucker, all that. It's just what you think about it. I mean, I would say, if you're going to be in a relationship, and let's just say you won't do the 50 Shades of Grey, but you're going to be in a relationship and you want to spice it up, sit down and find out exactly what you both would like to do. I mean, you really need to be honest to each other about the things you like and the things you don't like in a relationship. If it comes down to the bedroom, you need to let that man specifically know what you like and what you don't like. If you don't like to be touched a certain way, then I'm just saying, you need to let him know. Just as well as the man likes to rub and touch on you, you should have the same feelings to rub and touch on him. I mean, don't be scared. It's a relationship. This is supposed to be your man. It's supposed to be your woman. You're supposed to make it work. If it means having sex 2 or 3 times a day, some people can do it. If it means having sex, 2 or 3 times a week or more, you should be able to do it. And one thing you should never do, folks, you should never, ever withhold sex from each other. Because when you start withholding sex from each other, that might make your mate go elsewhere. Because if they ain't getting it at home, well, there are other places they can go get it. Don't get the game twisted. I'm just saying, I was putting it out there. I'm not saying you to do it, but I'm just saying you need to think about that. But if you want to keep your sex updated, sit down and talk about it. Find out what he likes and what he don't like. And then try it. Explore. Nothing wrong with exploring. You might really like it. I mean, you don't have to always do it at the bedroom. You can do it in the elevator. If you're not scared to do it in public, you can always do it in the elevator. You can always do it around the corner, behind a building. Women, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not that hard. Men, you know what I'm talking about. It's not that hard. I mean, spice it up. Really do some stuff that your woman will like. I mean, first it really starts with the intimacy part. You really got to know how to talk a woman into bed. Same with you ladies, you got to know how to talk your man into bed. You know, you got some things you need to try to work out. You got to really make them want it. You got to make their mouths water. You know, you want to tell your man some stuff like, you know, I really would like to have you right about now. I mean, you're turning me on. I mean, you got to say some stuff. I mean, I don't have to tell you everything. I mean, you don't just got to listen to 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go that wrong, but you can take some notes from 50 Shades of Grey and maybe work just a little bit of that into your romance. I mean, there are all different types of things you can do to have sex. It's always good to be sexy. Try a nice hot bath. I took a really nice hot bath with the right person in there with you, a glass of wine. Just sit back and chill. I think that would be real nice. You know? You don't even have to have a rose petals flowing around. Or, this is an old trick, ladies, but if your man works in an office building, why not meet up with him after hours in a raincoat with nothing under them? You know, put on some red pumps and that trench coat and drive on over to his office and close the blinds and lock the door and attack. I'm just saying, attack in the good way though. Not the crazy way, but the good way. Nothing wrong with having nice, rough sex at times, just to keep it going. You know, give them something to think about. And you don't have to give it all to him at once. You know, you want to make the man come home. I'm just saying, folks, you know, when you think about this, go home and think about what you need to do. Make the atmosphere sexy. Make the food sexy. Sit on your man's lap and feed him. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things you can do. You know, like I said, this is 50 Shades Wednesday at WGSJBC Radio, and I figure I'd chime in on the do's and don'ts. But now, we can, for the ones who don't do the 50 Shades of Grey, you can take a few notes from the 50 Shades of Grey activity. Now, you ain't got to explore yourself over there with everybody else, but there's nothing wrong with maybe doing some of those tricks in the bedroom. And when you don't need to be in pain. Now, for me, Miss Cassie's not going to be in pain. You might want to tap my butt, but I don't want you to slap me so hard that I'm bleeding. That's not too cool. But take a few notes from the 50 Shades of Grey and exhale. You might just like what's going on. But now, you know what? In order for you to do the 50 Shades of Grey, and to sort of keep it really nice, you got to know your partner, okay? You got to know how far they're going to go. You got to really know how far they'll let you go with them. And if you don't know that, maybe you might not want to explore that realm. So therefore, it's sort of a balance between the two. If you're not doing the 50 Shades of Grey, you still need to know your partner in a regular relationship. You really need to know how far they'll go. So don't be scared to try new things out, folks. Nothing wrong with being sexy and being aroused and just really knowing what your partner likes. From his food, from her food, from the clothes they wear, the scent, perfume, cologne, soap, all kinds of stuff. You need to know these things. And like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up, folks. So what are you going to be doing for Valentine's? And just to let you know, Valentine's can start early because it is on the weekend this year. So why not make Friday night a starting point? Get your groove on then. But see, like I said, so, you know, y'all got to know what to do. So my do for the 50 Shades of Grey, if you're in that type of relationship where you like the spanking, you like the dominatrix thing, you like being submissive, you like taking control, and taking the sexual pain to another level that's going to excite you to no end, then go